what has happened in all this time that this fortress has been burning. I want to give you the full details of our action in this zone, because we did went head on against 1365 and it didn't went so well for us. As you see, the fortress is already burning, and I also want to explain why I didn't live stream, and I also want to tell you how city hopping really worked amazing for me, and I got over 18 million kills, or close to 18 million kills, by just city hopping, because they were overwhelming. So stay tuned for all the details. Now, while this player is being swarmed to death and zeroed, I want to say hello everyone and welcome to another video. This is your boy Legend Ronnie, and today we will have that one video where I did cheeseburger a lot. Yes, so guilty as charged. While this player is being rallied, swarmed and so on, we had a very nice tactic and a very nice strategy in this area. But unfortunately, 1365, it was just overwhelming, and I do have to say that they are a well-organized kingdom, at least from what I have seen so far going in this zone. So our plan, which I might just post the picture that I have done and I explained to everybody. You already see a fortress there which is not burning. This fortress was not supposed to be here, so that fortress blocks any flags going from the left to the right. There was supposed to be two more fortresses in this area where you see these two lines of flag. One fortress around there and another fortress around here. So that would have blocked this side of flags going in. And our TO fortress, which is right there, it was supposed to be on this spot, which again, it blocks the flags going in. So the whole strategy was having four fortresses, but defending only two, and building back-to-back fortresses on the other ones. And obviously I already checked the map, and with TO we were able to go further back as well until somewhere like this point, so we could have built like 10 fortresses if we had the credits. And so the RL, they could have kept going back and back. At least 3-4 days we could have been able to fight, but 365 was so overwhelming that they had more people teleported onto our territory than we had people teleported onto ours. So the first thing that I liked, as you know, when you're building a flag, this is a new thing, and there is opponents' cities, those cities are getting automatically teleported. Now, the good thing is that you can random TP again and you can get back on the same spot. Now, I'm not sure if it's a good thing, but I think it's a pretty good thing. So that's what just happened regarding our flagging. They were teleporting, and then we were building flags, trying to build flags, and after that they were teleporting back. So we weren't able to fill the spots as they were filling the spots. That's just the cities. Imagine the marchers, right? So they had an overwhelming amount of marchers. We weren't able to fill the fortresses, and they reached with the flag line, so obviously I canceled the fortresses. Now with this alliance that it was on this side, I was supposed to build flags down. As you see, we mountain jump from here, and we were supposed to build flags down and work as a protective shield for the fortresses. 1-2 layers of flags, just enough so we can build the fortresses. But we weren't even able to fully fill the fortresses. What about building flags? So that was that. And in the end, we just dropped a fortress just to have some fun. And some people probably had a gazillion of fun as well, as this guy was getting rallied a couple of times, and I don't think he lost a lot. But anyway, everybody's having fun in his own way. So while this fortress was burning, I was here fighting and city hopping. I did fought for 8 hours, and this is how much I managed to achieve: 18.7 million kills by just city hopping most of the times. So I can show you my Attila. My Attila was somewhere around 95 million kills before the KVK started. So I've done about 5 to 6 million kills with Attila. And I used Attila with Nevsky as city hopping. And then my Nevsky is around 5 million. So probably 10, 11 millions of those 18 millions I've done with Attila Nevsky, and rest with the other marches, because I did field fight as well. So whenever we were having a chance to use multiple marches, because I know that's the best way to get more kills, I go out with multiple marches. But as a single march or individual march results is about 10, 11 million kills with just Attila and Nevsky. The equipment that I used was my best equipment that I have on Xiangyu, and I didn't use the horn, I used the greatest glory. But I did have the ring. So greatest glory and the ring. And obviously the talents on my Attila that I used. This is my all-time talents on Attila. I was thinking for a very long time to go on the 1.5 counterattack damage to drop the buckler shield, because basically it's just the primary target that you are hitting, and rather get more health stats and more defense stats. I was just too lazy. I personally didn't thought that Attila would really have a comeback, and I never switched the talents, but I can 100% tell you now that Attila Nevsky, it is a king on city hopping. Maybe I don't have the right Pakalin Harald, because I've seen people doing that very well with Pakalin Harald, but I can 100% tell you that maybe I found a good technique. Attila Nevsky is a badass. Now, I've talked about this march on separate videos. You can go and check them on the channel if you want to see in details, and you'll understand more. Very, very happy about the march. The technique that I was using, it was going out of the city and making sure that no more than 5 marches will swarm me. If more than 5, I was going back in the city. The second thing is you let the Attila do a skill rotation, and then you press retreat. By the time you press retreat, and by the time the game acknowledges that you press retreat, Nevsky will do his skill as well. So once you figure out the specific rotation for that, you're doing an amazing job. As part of the troops that I was using on this march, it was 250,000 tier 4 troops, and it was 116,000 tier 5, because I don't have an expansion now. So my march was 366k. So I hope that makes it clear. I was using tier 4 and tier 5 troops. As part of the kills, I can 100% tell you that I gained a lot of tier 5 kills, if not mostly tier 5 kills. My tier 5 and tier 4 were very close before the KVK started. I was on 484 or 82 even. I think on tier 5 it was just a couple of millions between them. So the majority of the kills were tier 5s. So I've done that using mix. In terms of resources, you have to go back on one of my other videos and see how many resources I had before the fighting started. But I can only tell you that gold was 500 million. I started with 4.2, and I think that food was 6.5, I guess, or somewhere like that, 6.6. Maybe a billion wood, I don't think so. Maybe less, maybe a billion stone. So I did spend a little bit of resources, but hey, that's almost 19 million kills with mostly T5, right? So I think that's a pretty good achievement for the resources that I have spent using mix tier 4 and tier 5. I can also show you the elimination. I don't think this player got this skill from these rallies. It might be true, it might just happen. I mean, they just warned him, they just gave him a lot of kills. But anyway, I was rank 1 for a very long time, but it is what it is. If you don't fight, you always drop in ranks. And not that these rewards are very important. What I aimed for was the Mightiest Governor, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get rank 1 in the Mightiest Governor. I am 1 MG away to expertise Tio. So that's gonna be really cool. I'm also gonna expertise Tio. If you're thinking that we've done this just for the MG, you're wrong. Our plan was to hold this line for as long as possible, not just for the sake of kill event, but everybody want to have an action. And if we were able to build this line of fortresses, then we would have lasted for a very long time. Now, the reason I didn't stream is because I was coordinating. To be very honest, I didn't want to spill the beans on the stream, like what we are talking about, what we're doing, marks, and all that. So when I know that I can't stream, I just cannot stream. So that's the situation about that. I didn't stream the fights because it was later in the night for me, and people are sleeping in the house, and it's a little bit complicated for me to stream late in the night. Plus, I was kind of doing a lot of other things. I was playing Diablo as well while city hopping. I was playing my other accounts as well, so it made things a little bit complicated. I wasn't sure that I'm gonna play the game for that long, and so on. So yeah, I do apologize for not streaming, but I can definitely show you a couple of reports that I still have. Obviously not the ones with the barbarians, because I didn't see the hop to kill barbarians, I can tell you for that. But I can show you some Attila Nevsky city hoppings. This is Guan. This is hitting Chandragupta and Minamoto. It's a very good march, by the way. Chandragupta and Minamoto, OXY and Honda. I was hitting over here. This is my Guan. Alright, so it's more important to see the Attila. Yep. Attila. No, this must just be a small hit. Yep. I wanted to... He was retreating his debut, and I was like, no, I'm gonna finish this. That's the beauty of Attila Nevsky. I mean, you can just go, even if they swarm you down, it's not a problem. And they were swarming me down many of the times, but I was just enjoying when they were retreating red marchers and just go straight to them. Go Attila, go. Kill it. It was pretty cool. And again, I'm pleasantly surprised about Attila and Nevsky. It's really doing great. Not necessarily on city hopping, but field fighting as well, because as you notice, these are very long fights when I just keep taking it out. And this is what I was telling you about the mix of troops, 250k, 160k. Now if you're wondering about my tech or how much tech I was having, I bought all the pop-ups and crystal quest and whatever was available, about 4 conqueror wheel, maybe 5, and 1 mountain warfare. So I didn't have 6 marches, and my third attack was not maxed. It was just the army expansion that was maxed. I just went out, I've done a skill rotation like I was explaining earlier, and I went back in. So I was swarmed by 4 marches. This is the initial march that I was hitting, Attila and Takeda. So you can see the power drops because I get a lot of T4 as severely wounded. And then on this one, you can also see the power drop. So I'm doing severely wounded on T5s. This one is because Alex was lucky, not because they done a skill. Alex was lucky and done that instant damage. And after that, XY definitely done a skill rotation because XY is fast on doing skills. So that is the only problem, is the XYs, because they always do a fast skill rotation, and then if a Nevsky hits you, then you get bad trades as well. But most of the time it was working very well. So this is a Charles and Harold. Yeah, I didn't care what I was hitting, to be honest, but I was trying to hit soft targets because I was going for kills. Oh, this is a big swarm. Alright, so let's see what happens on a big swarm. So I went for a Guan Yu and Scipio, then Attila, then XY and Nevsky. Right, so I must have gotten some pretty big hits somewhere. Or no, maybe not, who knows. Alright, this might have been the instant damage from Scipio on this one. And going down. It looks like it wasn't so devastating. Yeah, you see, I went back inside on the right time, so it wasn't as devastating. And you also need to realize that I've done this fight in 365, which is an no-joke kingdom, right? They have all those amazing commanders and equipment, and I'm pretty speechless that I was able to get what I got. So that is that. This is against the professor, against his heart. Yeah, I was really curious if I can trade a good one-on-one versus Harold and Alex, because they both have instant damage. I don't think he was really lucky enough with those instant damages from Harold and Alex, but when I checked the report, I was like, I traded positive against Harold and Alex. But yeah, I traded positive. This is another city hopping. I think they clipped me pretty good on this one, or not. No, I think I still done very well. So this is how it went. There's no reason to keep going to the report. Is pretty much all the same. I did got some bad ones as well, but I apparently on this one that I was keep checking, I didn't really save reports, to tell you the truth. I'm just going on them one after another. I did got some bad ones, not because I lost control, but because they were so lucky with the slows, right? As you know, Richard has instant slow, Honda has instant slow, Aetherfled has instant slow. There is a lot of those marches that on the first hit when they attack you, they can slow you down. So in some situation they did manage to swarm me down, and in some situation I did let them to swarm me down because I was really wanting to kill something. But most of the times, like 90% of the reports are all looking really good. So 100% for me, Attila and Nevsky is gonna be my pair, my go-to pair, and I won't split them apart. That's for sure. I will keep Attila and Nevsky all together. As you see, it's really wonderful reports. But it's all taking practice, right? When you're fighting, when you're field fighting, city hopping, everything, it's all taking practice. That's the only way you can understand better the game. So definitely there's going to be a lot more fighting in this KVK, and I'm definitely going to stream something, but this was just, right off the bat regarding this small skirmish here and our plan. So it is what it is, and I'll see you on the next one. This is your boy Geroni signing off. Peace out, yo, and take care. See you on the next one, and stay safe out there, my friends.